Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my domain. My name is Fallen Cats, and I am your gracious host on our epic romantic quest this evening. I guess I gotta work on that a bit. Give me a bit. I'm getting some traction here. Anyway, last time we were here, we were playing a game called Sepia Tears. No, I called it Sepid Tears. That was the wrong pronunciation of the game. It is, I do believe now, if I got it right, sepia tears. Which is, sepia apparently is the combination of a reddish brown color, which leads me to question if this is a romance novel or something I'm probably going to have nightmares about. So, without further ado, let's get started. I will be right back to you when I actually get to day one. I made a little itty bitty mistake when I went to go save it after I signed off the last time. So I'll be right back. And we are back. So I had to go through the game and make sure I actually got to where it said what the first technical chapter, I guess, would be, which is day one reunion. Let's begin our story. Oni-chan. Excuse the coughing. I still seem to have it from the last video we were in together. So because of that, I will not attempt to say any sound-like words. I can't remember the name for it. Anything like wah or ah is probably not going to be much or as enthusiastic as it could be. Just bear with me. Oni-chan, are you up? That sounds familiar. Mark, we're gonna be late! Ah, that hurt. Are you even listening to me? Yeah, I heard you. Jeez, would it kill you to be a little more gentle? 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 But I'm your cute little sister. I'm automatically gentle. That's like saying I'm automatically dependable because I'm your older brother. Wait. See? If you're not the dependable sibling you're supposed to be, that gives me legal right to find new and exciting ways to tease you. And who was it that wrote this law? More importantly, I have a history test this morning, so I will leave you behind if I have to. Pouting, my diligently evil little sister runs down the stairs. Can't she find a more normal form of torture? It's bright out. Pleasantly bright. I can get lost just looking at the pale blue sky, although I fear the cold that accompanies it. See, this is why I hate winter. Nature has no mercy for the northern hemisphere. Actually, does that make a difference? Technically, every country has to be part of a hemisphere, so there must be some warm regions in the northern hemisphere, and even so, the southern hemisphere would be. Mark, I've been working on my Hokoto Shiken and... I'm coming! Last time she tried this... Sorry, I shudder to think of it. I'm pretty sure I know who my next practice subject will be if you make me fail my test. Isn't it usually practice partner, not practice subject? So that's my sister, Rinna. Since she started out, my school life has been hell. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration. She's a nice girl and all. She takes care of me and makes me lunch, forces me to buy her stuff. See what I mean? I'm out of compliments already, and that certainly wasn't the first. Ouch! Stupid razor. Dad was supposed to show me how to use this thing. Anyway, Rin is a strange girl, to put it nicely. She always rattles on about crazy robot wars and melodramatic love stories that she watches, trying to find new and exciting ways to pull me into her world. I haven't figured out why she calls me Oni-chan yet, though. Isn't it ironic? Ironically unironic? Ironic because she thinks I'll think is subtly ironically unironic? This kid is confusing. I can only conclude that it's part of some devious scheme that I've yet to catch wind of. The tip of the iceberg, so to speak, if the iceberg were a blood-related little sister. But as much as I like to criticize her, I can't complain. She still does better than me at school. Alright, I'm almost done. Oh, and she does a better job at cooking and budgeting than me. And she never sleeps in. The only times she's late for class is when I hold her back. Now do you see why life with her is hell? Oh, excuse me. Good morning! Did you sleep well? I slept perfectly fine until I was wakened by a certain someone. How could you say that? How could you... You should be thankful to have a cute girl like me wake you up every morning. You're not supposed to call yourself cute. Is that because we're blood related and you're afraid? That's not why! I mean, it's a little vain, don't you think? And it's not very cute. True. But what if I'm only doing it to unnerve you? Good point. Well, I do have to thank you for keeping me on my toes all the time. You're like my mother, that is what I wanted to say, but I imagine her twitching smile and my life flashes before my eyes. So Ren, you have a test this morning? Yep, I did a quick review with my friends yesterday, so you don't need to worry about it. I wasn't worried. Aww, is that way of hiding your affection? Is that your way of hiding an affection? Was that even remotely implied? I'm sure you'll pass the test. I just want to make sure you don't forget anything and end up failing for some stupid reason. Like the time I accidentally brought my Game Boy instead of my calculator? Yes. Like that time. I was only 12. It was an innocent mistake. Only 12. Regardless, you get what I'm saying. Just don't screw up. I know I won't. But aren't your exams coming up as well? Uh-oh. I was going to go over Lucas' house and study over the weekend. Or something like that. Even for you, that's not a very convincing lie. Psychic! But I didn't make that up on the spot. It wouldn't kill you to have a bit of faith in me. If I said I'll study, I'll study. Really? You'll spend your whole Saturday afternoon doing math problems and rereading your social science notes? I'm tempted to say what notes, but that really isn't the problem here. Well, would you look at the time? Don't change the subject. We're already late! Well then, we have to continue at lunch, right? Oni-chan? That smile is so much more endearing before you get to know her. Sounds like my sister. Made it! I leap past the front door as the clock strikes 8 o'clock, inhaling a lungful of December air. Not bad, Mark. Not bad at all. You were taking so long with your bag that I thought I really have to put the gloves on. I thought you were gonna leave me if I took too long. I was only kidding. Leave my only brother alone to walk to school on such a cold, cold day? I couldn't. And yet, you can practice your anime fighting techniques on me. Well, when you look at it that way. But you know, the mastery of martial arts can be extremely important. What does that have to do with anything? It's important, really! Yeah, I know. Self-defense and all that. No, not just self-defense. It's an extra weapon in your arsenal. What? Okay, picture this. Oh my god, the style in this game. Imagine that you're fighting against an enemy who already knows your techniques. And why would I be doing that? Because the person challenged you. Because he kidnapped your princess? Use your imagination. But what if the princess is in another Mario? Then you'll have to go back to look. You'll have to go to look for her. Ouch. Anyway, let's say you end up in combat with someone who knows that you're good with a long-range weapon, like a crossbow. They already know your weakness. All they have to do is dash forward and fight at close range. The archer wouldn't be able to react fast enough, and the attacker will have the advantage. But what if you're using a mid-range weapon like a lance? A lance? That's easy. A well-trained warrior would be proficient with both bows and axes. And everyone knows that the axe beats the lance. True, but then couldn't you learn magic and attack from a distance? Yes, but what if your enemy knows that you're a magician? A skilled axe wielder would eliminate you with a single strike, no critical necessary. Every magician needs an ace up his sleeve. An ace, and that ace is martial arts. That's one option. You see, magicians draw their power internally, not externally. Magic, unlike sorcery, flows through the natural internal circuit before it can be used in the form of a spell. The use of these circuits can drain much of an amateur magical energy, resulting in the weakening of of the Magus combat ability. In this scenario, even a trained Magus could be successful to the attacks of an ordinary human, more so if said human is skilled in hand-to-hand combat, though the unlikely scenario would be prudent for Magus to... Enough of the infandoms! Fine, I don't need you. She taps the Twitter icon and her phone runs away. I'm sorry. That was a lot of information. And then she goes to Twitter. Oy. Okay, I may have been a bit hard on her back there, but this isn't a bad outcome either. You'd think the streets would be a bit more busy in the morning, but no one ever passes by here. It's hard to get used to if you're from the city, but I've lived in the suburbs my whole life, and I like the peace and quiet. It's nice. Let your mind wander. Let your mind wander to things you rather avoid. Mark. Huh? What was that? I look around and momentarily spot a figure, but it disappears before my eyes. Strange. She looked familiar. Meh. Can't be important. 2 weeks later, I would look back at that moment as the first in a series of very, very silly assumptions. Can I save here? Cool, quick save. Mark, you're actually early. A familiar voice welcomes me in the cold. From the cold. In front of me stands a young man that I've known since the beginning of high school, and that sometimes I wish I didn't know. On time is more like it. We have barely 5 minutes until the bell. Oh, that's still an accomplishment coming from you. Oh hey, did you bring your notes for the presentation? My other friend, Lillian, voices her questions politely, unlike a certain little sister. Well, Ren was on the computer until midnight, my laptop needed recharging, and your house looks constructed without power outlets, of course. Fine, I'll print them out at lunch. And there goes the bell. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually looking forward to a boring lecture if it means I can relax. The teacher's voice drones on, and oh, come on. I only know one way to escape. Jumping out the window may have long-term consequences, though I'll still be content with staring through it. Whenever I'm bored at school, I always like looking out at the window and at the weather and thinking about how I would rather be anywhere but here. Although fortune has treated me with nothing but a sadistic little sister and a pile of unfinished homework this morning, so maybe I'm better off in class after all. Moral of the day, kids. You're better off in class. Mark. Am I hearing things? Mark! It's just like this morning. Is this someone's stupid idea of a prank? I'm certain it's just some kid with nothing better to do with their time, but I can't forget that. Alright, I know what I have to do. Pinpointing the source of the sound, I spin around and glare at my target. She's not getting away this time. The class stares at me. Lucas turns around. I sit back down. Awkwardly. Lunch. Finally. No matter how many years pass, nothing beats the taste of cold meat and freedom. It's quiet. Lucas sighs audibly and I follow. I still don't get how Rin could sacrifice her lunch breaks to study for a test when she hardly ever studies at home. It's far from the strangest thing she's done. Point taken. So how was the game I lent you? Oh, right. To be honest, I'm not really into those dating sim. They're not dating sims if they don't have statistics. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll check it out when I get time. Right now I'm busy with... I was about to say schoolwork, but that lie won't last a second. Stuff. Yeah, stuff. Mark, you do know what that means, don't you? I really think I can see the sunlight glinting off those glasses. This means you have yet to experience modern Japanese visual culture that is going in all its glory. Can you please shut up now? Surely you found yourself taking a peek at Rin's DVD collection at some point in the past 16 years. Haven't you felt discontented with the path the story takes? I'll take that as a no. Protagonists always have a plot armor in suspense stories, and the main heroine always wins in romances. Even aside from being dumbed down by the awkward transition between two inherently different mediums, haven't you ever felt like the story isn't working? Doesn't it feel like the main character is a brainless idiot and that you can do much better job than him? Haven't you ever felt like giving that idiotic protag a punch in the face and telling them to choose the shy, innocent library girl over the deceitful Oni-chan Chatra, I don't know how to pronounce that, who can't go on a date without thinking about her little brother? This statement may contain some slight bias. At any rate, there's only one solution to a problem like these. You play the game. I'm with you, Mark. I sense an evil chuckle as he finishes, as if he wants to add, and soon you'll be just like me. He's an otaku! Well, like I said, I'll get to it eventually. Lucas kicks his feet up. It's a really good game, though. And school uniforms kind of resemble ours, don't you think? As much as I hate to admit it, he's right. Our school is infamous for its elaborate uniforms that don't match the academic reputation. That isn't going to make me play any faster. Alright, I'm going to do another quick save and we are going to stop here. That is all the time I possibly do have for you today. But please join me again next time for another episode of Sepia Tears, where we're probably introduced to the mysterious character. I'm not sure, I've never played this before, and we learn more about the otaku friend and the evil little sister that we all know and love. Anyway, I will catch you guys later.